Now, you've got an example of that here that we're going to talk about in a little while. But tell us your story about you as an artist. Is this something that you've always been into from from your school days and so forth?
Yeah, art is something I've been born into, basically. Been doing it all my life. It's just a continuing evolution of you're going from stage to stage, from level to level. So it's something I always enjoy, I always love, especially the aspect of the recycling and utilizing what you have to its fullest potential.
You take the whole concept of energy to another level, because you know the sea, you can never lose energy. It's only just transferred from one state to another. And it seems as though you've taken, I said nothing, making something out of nothing, but you see something in everything, it appears.
Basically everything has a purpose. It's either you're gonna find something to do with it, or it's gonna end up being wasted in the landfill, in the sea, wherever. So I figured the most you could do with whatever you have, including our own rock, which is one of the few things we have.
Right.
The benefit to everybody.
Okay. Now let's take a look first of all at one of the earlier pieces that you did here in front of us. This is old rock kind lionfish.
Yeah.
One of the deadliest fish in the sea.
One of the deadliest fish to be found in the sea.
Yeah.
This actually.
How long ago did you do this?
This was about 4 years ago. This is actually where I stopped the recycle art.
Right.
Because this was entered in NIFCA in I think it was 99.
Yeah.
It was one of Mr. Berdagen's final judging. Okay. And this, I got a goal, the first goal I got from NIFCA. So I decided to stop here with the foam work and begin a new progression into the rock.
Okay.
So this will be the peak of what I've been able to achieve in the recycle field so far.
Okay. You've taken to the gullies as well, and we've got some video of that we want to show. Describe exactly what you're doing in the gullies and how that work came around.
Okay, well, the gully here, okay, great. This is the first rock piece I ever did. This comes right after the scorpion fish. This is work I've been doing in the gully next to my house, where I work with the natural features of the stone. This was all covered in bush. Every year I do a little bit of clearing, and we found this rock. And we started with the land, but as you see, it's progressed into a whole lot more than a land. What is sad here is that there's nobody saying front to give you an idea of the actual size scale, because this thing is pretty big.
What kind of dimensions are you talking about? 6 feet and stuff like that?
Well, this one here is actually about 13 from top to bottom. It's about 60 feet in length, 50 to be 57 about to be more correct. The hand alone there is about 7 feet tall from wrist to finger. The other finger, there you go, that's about 6 feet, just the finger alone.
Okay.
So it's sad you don't have the scale. But then a river runs through the gully as well. All the development in the gully, as I said, utilize what we have. And the gully was there, it's just west. So it's just a matter of clearing and as I said, the line was the first.
How long did it take you to do that line? That's like a lot of detailed work.
Yeah, the carving of the line itself would only taken a few months. But as I said, being it's mine and it's personal, it's been going on now for a long period of time. The government has come on board to help with the plastering of the work itself. They helped me to get to that stage, right?
All right.
But I'm still waiting to paint and complete.
Now, the rain has been falling. You talked about that river. Now, the rain has been falling quite a lot recently. We've had some unseasonal rain even in the so-called dry season. Has that hindered you in any way in your progress?
Not in the gully, because it's the gully, so I got to get to it when I can, do what I can while I get there. But this year we had river flows coming through, right? And it's interesting again because there's a well in the gully as well, a dam which collects water for the underground reservoir as well, which is near the belt.
All right.
So that's another interesting feature of the gully.
Okay, now everyone's going to want to know where exactly is all this happening. Where is that gully to be found?
This is in Friendly Hall. It's actually right next to my house, right? It's not complete yet, but yeah, there's the well. And what that does is that dam blocks the water and forces it into that tunnel. That's a 6-foot doorway. Inside is 10 feet, and that goes right back in 50 feet.
Superb.
So that helps to keep the water out of the city and replenish the aquifer at the same time.
Okay, and I understand that some children tend to take some tours down through there.
Yeah, I've been working with the St. Matthew's Primary, and the church, which is right opposite where we live.
Right.
So it's kind of getting them more into immersing into the environment itself, seeing art on a grander scale, and so yet still a simpler scale, right? Then seeing how the water works, the benefits of no dumping in the gully, and wildlife, anything we can get in there. Okay. Plus, I think they enjoy being out of the classroom.
Of course they do. Well, right? You know how that goes. So, yeah, you've been there. Yeah. All right, let's go to Paris Hill now, where a lot of, perhaps the most famous of the work. People know that from quite a long time.
Yeah.
Here we are now. There's been some changes to Paris Hill, because Paris Hill 10 years ago isn't the Paris Hill today in terms of the murals and so forth. Describe what we've got going on here now.
No, well, Paris Hill, as you said, that was one of the oldest murals in the island. One of the first is up there. The guy that started at Blanche, W. Beauty Blanche. I
Right.
hooked up with him when I became interested. And it's just again, another continuation again. Paris Hill, you know, Paris is Paris
Yeah,
when it comes to art, fashion, everything. So, I mean, Paris Hill is the obvious place to go. This, where I didn't know this would be on actually. This is a new project I'm working on now. This is going to be the completion of the rest of the wall area.
Okay.
Here's the lion and the mouse.
Right.
This stuff there now, that's Blanche's stuff. That's one of the original,
Right.
the oldest murals in the island. Right. And so it's just a progression, a completion of making that area hopefully designated then as a special area in the arts. You know, the amount of visitors and stuff that come through, where once it was just a nasty or dirty old wall with bush, and now it's something that you could appreciate.
Now you made the point. You made the point that one of the things that we do have going for us is our rock, our limestone, our coral stone, and therefore when you go around Barbados and you see that there's so much cut rock all over the place, I envision, and perhaps you do too, that this is something that could be self-perpetuating and an ongoing thing until we exhaust the resources of the rock in terms of space to do work with. Is this something that you're hoping that as you go along that we can cover Barbados in this type of work, and are you passing on that knowledge?
First of all, I wouldn't say covering Barbados because we are made up of limestone. It's one of our most precious but underutilized resources. That's how I see it. But it's a case of water everywhere, not a drop to drink.
Okay.
Right? It's location, quality, type, size. There are many things that go into creating those factors. So actually, there are not as many correct areas that you might want to use. Like, I wouldn't think of the highway or something that would distract traffic or that type of thing you're looking at, right? But as far as continuing your work, sure.
Are there any places, though, that you have targeted that once you finish with Paris Hill and so forth that you perhaps can look towards working at?
There are communities who've approached me, actually, about doing work. There are a couple of other government agencies that I'm in discussions with now about other work. And then there's the private work that's out there, right? So there are areas, as far as passing on the stuff, anybody who's working with me, community, I try to teach as much as I can, but I can only do so much. It will be up to the individual, and it's tough. Even with the ability, it's still tough to get the money to do it. The work is tough. So you're beating your head on a rock wall physically, and then you got to come out, and for the commercial aspect of it, it's almost like another rock wall.
All things being equal, how long do you think it'll take to complete Paris Hill?
Paris Hill now actually want to start painting that as soon as possible. The whole wall is going to take a while, as I said, because I'm only doing up to half what you see there, as big as it is. It's just about less than half of that side of the wall. So in a month or two, hopefully the paint for that section will be on, and then we could look at trying to possibly get the other section finished. Okay.
What about the response from residents, particularly in Paris Hill, because there's a bus stop and a regular thoroughfare right there. Do people take care of it? Do people, has it empowered people to see it as their own and something that they want to protect? Because you're not there 24/7.
Yeah, I think people see it as their own and protect it. I mean, everybody, in the world today, everybody's real busy with their stuff, one thing or the other, right? So with the leaves and stuff, it's just a matter of making the place, keeping it a little more tidy. I would hope that could have been a little bit more forward,
Right, yeah.
But yeah, the guys are proud of it. They protect it, take care of it. Everybody appreciates it. Locals, visitors.
Okay. What about Betty was just saying to me that there's a mini waterfall that comes through the rock.
Oh yeah, right? That's with the giraffe. There are a few waterfalls, but one of the main features in the rainy season is the giraffe. Let me make this correct. He urinates with the rock. With the water percolating through the stone.
Right.
So even when the rain is finished, the giraffe still is doing his thing. A lot of people find that fascinating.
Okay.
Right? But you got to have a really rainy day or after, say, a week of rain.
All right.
To be able to really enjoy it.
Sounds good. World Cup of Cricket is coming up, and Barbados, being one of the venues, is we hope we'll have quite a number of people passing through. Is that a target date in your mind where you hope to have certainly not only Paris Hill, but maybe some other things, maybe some tributes to West Indies cricket or the world cricket done?
Yeah, well, the Paris Hill thing, again, that's my basic tribute to cricket because that's based on the Trade Wind song, which a lot of people don't remember. That surprises me. Cricket in the Jungle.
Cricket in the Jungle.
But that's based on ball 1. Paris Hill is based on ball number 2.
Okay.
You see, there's no bat anywhere around.
Yeah.
The giraffe is there.
Kangaroo.
Kangaroo's gone. He went to Australia.
Yeah.
So that's how kangaroos. He left completely.
He hopped out. Kangaroo Jack.
Yeah. So it's all switched around. The umpire has been changed.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't think, as far as the rock goes, but I do recycle foam umpires and cricketers and stuff as well. I do them in foam and they do pretty well.
All right. What about overseas? Any thoughts? Has anyone seen your work? Maybe they will know. And invite you overseas to perhaps do some work somewhere else?
That hasn't come in
Different types
yet.
of stone?
Yeah, that hasn't come in. I'm looking at that too, but I've had requests from different embassies, right, around the Caribbean and further afield that are interested in finding out more. And you know, all these things take time. It's only been 3 years.
Yeah.
And I still have a lot of work. I still beginning. So I still have a lot of work to try to get to where I would like to be before I attempt something like that.
Chris, we're going to keep tabs on you as we go along, and as you progress. I know Betty is going to be quite keen to have you back here, and we certainly will welcome you back, and perhaps we might even take another trip out by you.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
All right. Thanks a lot, partner.
Thanks
well
a lot.
done, and continue the good work, man.
Thanks.
That's Chris Chandler, professional artist doing some really great stuff here in Barbados, and hopefully further afield as time goes on. Speaking with Chris earlier in the summertime, just around crop over time, while we were outside in the festival zone, and he was giving us a progress update and report on the work that he's been doing in his rock paintings and so forth in Paris Hill in St. Joseph. Well, Chris is back with us this morning. Chris, welcome back to Morning Barbados.
Thanks, Terry.
And good to have you back with us.
Thanks a lot.
What kind of progression have you been making, and progress have you been making, and what has the progression been like as far as the work that you've been doing in Paris Hill? Because I passed there a couple of times myself to check out what you've been doing, and it looks as though it's been taking some good shape.
Okay, well, it seems like I was here just yesterday.
Yeah.
But, that was about 3 months ago. The project is now totally complete. So it's basically finished right now. Well, the first phase of it anyway, that section is over. Yeah.
Right, okay. We do have some video clippings of his work and the various stages, and we're going to take a look at this first one right here, right now, and you can tell us what we got here.
Okay, this is the older work. This is with the animals, and this is
Cricket in the Jungle,
yes, this is Cricket in the Jungle that we had focused on a little while ago, some time back. That's with the animals, and basically based on the song Cricket in the Jungle by Trade Winds.
Right.
So this was that piece. All the animals are there. It's like a step forward from the song.
All right, there's a monkey.
Yeah, that's a colobus monkey.
A colobus monkey, right.
That's the, they replaced him with the umpire. He's now the umpire.
He's now the umpire?
Yeah, one of the umpires.
In typical black and white.
Exactly.
Well done, well done. All right. Now, how long has this taken you to actually get to the point that you're at right now?
Okay, well, that one was completed a while ago now. That took about almost a year to get from beginning to end. The one I've just finished, the newer one, that one took relatively a year as well, but that's due to weigh in. First one, that was the first one I did.
Right.
This is the old classic. This is the one that was here for like forever.
That's the vintage.
That's the original. Yes, that's the one that started it all. What we have here is a rough mold, and this is the work I've been working on.
Right.
So we have it captured it in stages. So this is the point where it's still kind of rough.
And you'd only notice it if you drive by at a decent speed. I'm talking about the rough work now. If you just pass by not at a good clip going up Paris Hill on the rough side, you wouldn't necessarily realize what's going on.
No, a lot of people miss.
Right.
This part is smoother now. This is the stage now. You come to it and you smooth off with the plaster and the cement.
No, I was going to ask you, what do you smooth with, and how do you do the smoothing? Right.
Yeah, that's all cement, plaster, and when it gets smooth, then you can spray lines. People can have an idea of what's happening with the work. This is all natural rock, natural form, and I believe the work is actually in the stone.
Gotcha.
So my job is just to bring it out for everybody to be able to enjoy. But this naturally is in the rock. I really don't do very much.
No, that's the interesting thing, because it takes, I guess, a great eye and a gift to actually see that from rock. Would you say that? Because not everyone could bring that out of a rock. I mean,
a lot of people can see it's like clouds. The trick is, a lot of people might not want to be able to or try to bring it out.
Okay.
That's it. But everybody has their gift and stuff. It's like clouds. You see something. If you look at a rock for long enough, I'm sure you might see something in it. But you might not necessarily want to go and do the work it might take to bring it out. But these things are naturally there in the stone.
Okay, we're going to move on now to another set of another piece of video, and this one now is with. This is all nice.
This is white. This is preparing for the color. This is the white stage. So everything is painted right through with a white first coat. Actually, this is the second coat, because before this color goes on, there's a glaze that goes on to protect.
Is that one of the easier parts of the job, the glazing?
Yeah, well, the glazing is painted. It's not as hard
Right,
as...
it looks like it,
Yeah, but it's a lot of wall. That wall is pretty huge. It's like 69 feet or something like that. By
Long?
about 12, yeah.
By 12?
An average of 12 to 15 height. So it's a lot of paint here. And you see, that's just white paint, but 2 coats are on already.
Right,
so as we go on here, we go with the first coat of color. So that's coat number 3 now.
okay.
So there's a lot of work involved.
Because the rock does absorb a lot of the base paint, right?
Yeah, but that's why the first coat, the glaze on first, helps to avoid and protect the paint as well.
Cool.
So it's a lot of work. It's not just 1 or 2 coats of paint and that's it.
And are you doing this alone?
I have assistants doing certain parts, right? Like the white paint, I can get help. When it comes to real color, no, I don't really want to.
You don't want to mess.
As an artist, a lot of artists wouldn't want to put your brush in somebody else's hand to do your work, you know? We get assistants when it's required and where it's possible.
Okay. And in terms of like the actual molding of the stone and so forth?
Exactly, that's a lot of work, so you need help, you know, and to speed up the process a bit, wherever possible.
Let's move on to another piece now and see what else he has to offer us.
Okay, have a little more color going. In each stage, you put a little bit more. A little bit more color. The lips have a little bit now.
Right. How do you determine what colors you're going to use and how you blend them and how you juxtapose them with where you may leave a piece of bare rock, for example? Or if you could leave a piece of bare rock, would you actually leave rock bare or at least white if you needed to?
Well, that's why I would originally like to do, say, with the animals and stuff for the purists, if you say. But for people that might not be artistically challenged people, or the kids especially, to give them a sense of life and color and brightness. It always attracts more. But it doesn't have to use paint. It can also be mossed. You know, say a gully or something like that.
Yeah.
You can just basically moss the work, so you can't tell.
Nice,
type of
nice.
thing.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like a nice
The
effect.
piece basically too, this one is based on the lion. It continues from the first lion.
Right.
So you can see here, I was just going to see if you'd be able to figure out by the end of the program, if you'd be able to see what's happening. And if not, I could always let you know.
All right, well, I am here doing so many different things on my mind.
It's based on their work.
This is you here doing some work, huh?
Yeah, doing some painting. So you get an idea of the size of the work.
Right.
This is one of the lions that you're working on.
And that's a paw.
Yeah, right just below me you would have a paw.
Right.
It's a continuation of the lion and the mouse, continuing on that theme.
Okay, okay. The best of friends in the end.
Yeah. Yeah, they're the two large and small,
Large
but
and small.
cooperating,
Right.
you know, mutual respect type of thing.
That's the story where the lion had the thorn in his paw.
No, that's the other story. The one with the lion and the mouse is where the lion was trapped.
Right.
And well, first of all, the lion caught the mouse, and the mouse told him, well, if you release me someday, I'll be able to help.
Right.
And the lion laughed. So I see it kind of like the mouse is Barbados type of thing, and the lion is the world. Later on, the lion got trapped in the net, and the mouse came along, you know, here I am to pay you back.
I nodded him.
And released the lion. So here you have a sense the lion now and the mouse got together and they're back for, if you want to call it, revenge type of thing.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, like Bud and Lou.
You're right, yeah.
All right.
They cooperate, work off each other.
Where are you going to go next? You think you're going to exhaust this? The
I would like to finish the whole wall, but there are a couple of projects, you know, I'm working. I have my own private one in the gully, which I,
which you did tell us about
we saw last
time.
time. Still got to work on that. Paint still has to go on. There are a couple other people asking questions and stuff. But the possibilities for the island, you know, I mean, you can have, this is free stuff, but there are also a possibility of attracting pay sites. Yeah. Sites where you can pay to come and see
we got the World Cup cricket coming here in 2007. I mean, that must have piqued your interest and given you, thrown up a few red flags for you.
Well, with cricket, I would go back to my original form, the recycle art. Right, okay. I would go back to that. And the cricket in the jungle is there, and I'm surprised they really haven't utilized it. It's one of the largest sculptures you're going to find in Caribbean, and it's based on cricket. It represents all the large African animals, so it has multifaceted, you know, uses for those who want to use it. But it's there.
As a matter of fact, that's perhaps the only zoo we have in Barbados now. When you think
exactly, that's what the tourists say when they bring people. You know, but you can't feed the animals.
Yeah, you can't. Well, don't feed the animals.
Yeah,
keep your hands inside the vehicle. Type thing. Right, man. Well, that's great. Now, you're going to pass this on. This ability, this knowledge. I mean, you have to have the initial gift, but have any of the youngsters in the area passed by and said to you, I'm looking forward to doing some more and following in your footsteps?
Not particularly, and everybody loves the work and enjoys it, but I say it's a lot of work, right? And then you have to get the funding as well. Everything, you have to get money for cement. It's a lot of paint, right? And it's a lot of work. So I'm willing to anybody who would like to learn and to help.
Who's this guy here?
This is the first man. As you see now, it's beginning to finally see what's going on.
Right, okay.
Right? There are two men basically lying down. They're sleeping. Just two hunters say. And the lion basically just woke everybody up. Kind of violent.
Right.
And there's the line with his paw. You can see
Right.
he's biting into.
Biting into. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. People are amazed that they don't really get it. Even some people now still don't understand because of the size
Right.
of it.
You gotta step back off of it and take it
Yeah.
out. Right.
Seeing it on the television here, you can see a lot clearer what's going on.
Right.
This guy looks, he's pretty, not very happy about
Right.
it.
Yeah. He's
Right. And there's the lion's nose, his paw. You can see the guy's
Right.
thumb is into his eye.
right.
The lion's eye is reaching back to try to fend him off, but the
he's
lion is
trying to-
about to pull that paw to the way.
Right out of the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about seeing things, eh?
It's all about interpretation and what you see out of it. I don't like to impose my idea on anybody because that can be viewed, say, from HIV/AIDS.
Right.
Take the lion as HIV and the grey man as a grey man.
Right.
He's grey, again, due to fear. He's a colored person.
Right.
The other guy is supposed to be Caucasian, but he's yellow, again, according to fear.
Right.
Right. You can take it from the economic situation, internationally, locally. The third world countries are the ones that usually get the lion,
Yeah.
sinking the teeth into their back.
That's right.
And the Europeans tend to be, they're there and aware, but I'm holding the cross up, but,
Not
you know,
really.
they're probably afraid that he might get a piece of the same action.
You know.
So it's a lot of different interpretations into where it's up to you. I don't like to tell you what to think.
Great.
Right?
All right. Now, before we go, you brought some of your original art with you, and I just wanted to let the cameraman here know that you were kind enough to provide them with a tripod fish.
Yeah, I brought this one just for the cameraman, just for the guys, because they helped me out over the years so
Right.
much. This is tripod fish. These are two deep sea fish.
Well, actually, the one that we're seeing, well, we're going to open it now to the tripod
Okay,
fish.
well, that's the angler. The black one is the anglerfish. They're both deep sea fish. The tripod fish, especially for the camera guys. These are deep sea fish. Tripod fish tends to just jump around, move around on the sea floor.
Right.
Like that, the anglerfish has a light. He attracts.
Right. And there's a specific story and history behind the anglerfish as well, particularly the female of the species, which Betty Lynch would perhaps like.
Yeah, this one is for Betty too as well. The anglerfish, this is the female. With the anglerfish, the male is like 1/10 of his size, and they will attach into the side of the female because it's dark, it's deep sea, so it's completely dark. So to enable their chances of reproducing, the male will attach himself, and all of his bodily functions will disintegrate, apart from the sexual functions.
Right.
So you can have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 males attached to one female anglerfish, right? And so it becomes part. If she dies, everybody dies.
All right. It's a woman's world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they say. Thanks a lot, Chris, and you continue to do the good work. We're looking forward for another update coming from you.
Yeah, well, basically that's it. So maybe next work, we'll probably meet up again
All
next
right,
time.